Welcome back to the Rhonda Swan Show. Wake up, New York City. Well, we are back. And today I am so excited to introduce a past guest, but he is not talking about commercial real estate today. He's actually talking about licensing. His name is Ben Reinberg. He is the renowned commercial real estate leader and the CEO of Alliance Consolidated Group of Companies, where he has successfully closed billions of dollars in transactions across diverse asset classes. With over 32 years of experience, he specializes in creating stable, recession-resistant investments with consistent returns and a historical IRR of 28%. As the host of the Ben Reinberg Show on USA Today, Ben shares insights on wealth building, mindset, and personal growth. His mission is to empower investors to achieve financial freedom and long-term success through innovative strategies and expert guidance. Licensing compliance is often overlooked, not on purpose, but because it's complex, constantly changing, and assumed it's already handled by someone else on the team. Today, I'm talking with Ben Reinberg about what happens when you don't stay on top of compliance and how a proactive approach can protect businesses and deals along with their investments. Let's go meet Ben. Well, Ben, welcome back to the show. Welcome back to New York City. It's a little chilly today, but I think we're heating up the conversation. How you been?
Good. Thank you for having me back on, Rhonda. What a privilege to come back on the Wall Street. Thank you.
It's awesome. And I love what's going on. You guys are making a bit of shifts and you're starting to tap more deeply now into licensing. But we all know that licensing actually and compliance matters, right? But what really happens if a business ignores the requirements? Like, what are the risks that they're actually facing?
Well, being in commercial real estate for 32 years, we learned how compliance is so important for all the municipalities and counties and states throughout the United States. And we realized that most businesses don't know they really don't have the proper licenses and they have no idea. And so we have a technological platform that will identify what licenses you're missing. Because if you don't have the right licenses, you're subject to fines, imprisonment.
Wow.
Insurance companies won't honor their claims if you're not properly licensed. Let's say you have a lease with the landlord in your existing business. You're out of your compliance with your lease. So it has this trickle-down effect that if you're not in compliance with municipalities, counties, and states, it can have a trickle-down effect to shut down your business and really cause harm to your business, whether you have investors, you have lenders. And so what we're doing is we're offering for free to be able to log onto our platform and find out and identify what you need in your area and what are you missing, what's incorrect, or what just you haven't identified the licenses you need to operate your business.
And I bet that many businesses aren't even fully aware of what they might be missing.
That's correct.
Right?
I mean, most businesses don't know what they don't know. We looked at one of our entities, and we have hundreds of entities, and we realized we were missing 10 licenses. And we were missing them for years. So we renewed them immediately. Most businesses, generally speaking, don't know what licenses they need to operate in this specific area.
Yeah.
So we'll identify what licenses you need in your specific area. When you go on the platform, you'll be able to identify what law or ordinance requires you for that license. And then we'll identify what you're missing, what needs to be corrected, and then we will actually implement it, renew it, or establish the license for you. It's a one-stop shop.
Awesome. I love it, Ben. But question, from your experience, you saw the need to create the licensing platform. Why should people actually care about this platform and how can they leverage it in their business today?
Well, your assets are so important to you, and your assets are only as good as the licenses behind them. So if you don't have the proper licenses, it could create chaos in your business with all your assets, whether it be you own a piece of real estate like we do, or you have different assets within the company. If you don't have proper licenses to operate your business, you're creating chaos and harm within your business. And so by establishing the platform, we were able to identify in specific areas around the country what you need for your line of business. How do I identify what you're missing? What needs to be corrected? Have you thought about what licenses you need? And as you establish new businesses or new entities, like in commercial real estate, we're constantly adding new entities and LLCs in different areas of the country. We realized if we're not properly licensed, they could shut us down. It could impact our loan covenants and put us in default. And the biggest thing is the insurance companies are realizing this and saying, we're not going to honor claims if you're not properly licensed. And they're creating billions of dollars of revenue by using our platform because they're realizing we don't have to honor claims if you're not properly licensed.
Yeah, that's
so
huge.
It's really important. For free, we're allowing people to go on the platform, identify what they need in their area, identify what they're missing, and to establish those licenses immediately online through our platform.
Wow, so strong. Is it only apply for businesses?
Right now, it applies for businesses and LLCs and any type of entity that you have with an EIN. We're going to identify the property address, and we're going to see in your specific area, what are you missing? And then we'll also show you the excerpt from the municipality or the county or the state of the exact law or ordinance that shows why you need that license.
So you're almost becoming a one-stop shop for these guys. Like you're like their ally.
Right. It's important for us because as a commercial real estate owner, we realize you need licenses. The genesis of the company was we had a colleague of ours that was managing 55,000 apartment units. And he went to jail for 30 days because he didn't have the proper licenses. And he realized I have to hire a team of 30 to 40 people to get this done, and I'll probably still miss the licenses required. So the software was developed and allowed him to fix the problems like it's allowing other people around the country. And so it's really been a benefit. It's an adjunct to our business. But we realize if we're using it, why not offer it to the public of what we created?
Absolutely. So just as a broker or a business owner protects themselves by ensuring the license is compliant, how does it factor in for, let's say, investors specifically, and what might be the stake for them?
Compliance is so important for investments, for your tenants, for lenders and insurance companies. And with a broker or business, you're interacting with all these different variables that are going to be impacted by not being in compliance with your licenses. And so your compliance will help cash flow in your investments. And so if you're a broker out there and you're selling commercial real estate to us, one of the things you want to make sure your tenants and landlords are in compliance, especially as you're selling real estate, because transactions can't get done if you're not in compliance. And so for us, we've been so methodical in looking at, are you properly licensed? Is the broker proper licensed? Are the tenants, are the landlords we do business with, we buy and sell to? Because what will happen is it will halt transactions. Insurance companies won't honor their claims. And so it has a trickle-down effect in everything we do.
I really love what you're now creating. Let's talk about if investors protect their assets, but what about the vendors that you're hiring? If they're out of compliance, who actually then would take the hit?
Well, you actually take the hit as a consumer. It's so important to check your vendors that they're in compliance and they have the right licenses, because no licenses is no work and they'll be shut down, and it can affect any project you're working on. So in commercial real estate, for example, if we have someone doing construction and they have the right licenses and the municipality comes down on that, it halts work, it hurts our cash flow, it creates more cost in a project, and so it has a trickle-down effect. And the liability is not just on the vendor, it's on you as the consumer.
Right.
And that goes for every vendor you do business with. You want to make sure that they're in compliance, they have the right licenses. That's why the platform's so important. For free, you could check out, what are you missing and how do I implement it? And you give it to all your vendors and require them to go and renew their license, make sure you have the right licenses so you can do business with. So you're really doing them a favor by making sure the vendors are properly licensed, because if you want long-term relationships with your vendors, you want them to be operating efficiently, but also make sure there's no issues with the municipalities they're operating.
Yeah, absolutely. And so, Ben, with the direction that you're taking it, what would you then now share with the audience on, let's say they're not sure what licenses they have or what they don't have, because you don't know what you don't know.
Right.
What is the next steps that they should take to not only look into your platform, how do they find it?
Well, they could scan the QR code that we're going to provide them. They can go on, they'll identify what licenses they need in that specific area, that municipality of the country that's required of them. Then they can identify and say, okay, what am I missing? Or what do I need to correct? Or what's expired? Or maybe I didn't even know I needed that certain type of license. And then we will implement it on the site for them. They can renew them, establish them. It's a one-stop shop. And the reason why you do that is you want to protect your liability. And by the way, what most people don't know, and this is really important, is that they will pierce the corporate veil and it becomes a personal liability if you're not properly licensed. That's your motivation.
Wow.
That's why you should go on and do it immediately, because you will be personally liable for not having the right licenses.
Absolutely.
And most of us, and I could tell from our companies too, we just don't know what we don't know. We don't know what proper licenses we need for each municipality. So by going on for free and see what you're missing, it just makes your life easier. And so you want to prepare and make sure your business is operating correctly and in compliance.
Thank you, Ben, so much for the work that you're doing and for not only saving money for businesses, but also helping them increase their revenue just by doing simple things like having the right licenses. So we look forward to learning more about the platform. Is it already launched? Is it ready to go right now?
Yes, it's already, we're using it. Other clients of ours, all our tenants are using it, our vendors, brokers we do business with. Everyone that's in the Alliance universe is required to go on and check and make sure they're properly licensed.
So Ben, where can they specifically go to not only register, scan the QR code, but also learn more?
Right, it's under our company Alliance. We have our own technology platform. If you scan the QR code, it will take you to a link. You establish a login for yourself. Go on, establish an account. Go on, you can put in your information. It'll step-by-step guide you, fill it out completely, and it'll tell you what licenses you need and what you're missing. And then you can start renewing them right on our platform.
Awesome. Thanks again.
You don't have to go anywhere else. You can go to one site and you're done.
Well, there you go, guys. One-stop shop. It's in order to not only protect your assets, but to grow them. So we'll see you next time on the Wake Up New York City show. Don't forget to be unstoppable and stay wild.